Basic Skill Bootcamp Pre-Algebra Skills. In today's lesson, students will learn how to find the product and the sum of numbers by using X marks the spot. By using what? X marks the spot. So today what we're going to do is we're going to play a little game using our multiplication and addition skills and some subtraction skills. So we use it by using X marks the spot. So we have this X, right? Okay, now the side of the X, those are going to be the two numbers that you are trying to work with. You're either going to find the product of the numbers, you're going to find the what? The product of the numbers, or you're going to try and find their sum. You're going to find their what? Their sum. So if you take a look in this X, okay, you have 7 and 8. Well, if you multiply 7 times 8, what did I say? If you multiply 7 times 8, you're going to get the product. The product is, what's the answer to 7 times 8? It is 56. Remember, 8 times 7 and 7 times 8 is 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now at the bottom of the X, though, at the bottom, this is 15. So what do you think that you're doing to these two numbers? What are you doing to 7 and 8 to get 15? You're doing what? You're adding them? Yeah, 7 plus 8 is 15, right? What I want you to write here is in the X, the top number. The top number, we call this a product. Product. The top number is the product of the two numbers, and these are the numbers that are on the side. Okay, 7 and 8. Now the bottom number is the sum of the two numbers that are on the side. Okay, so go ahead and get that down. All right, so let's read this together. In the X, read it with me. In the X, the top number is the product of the two numbers. The bottom number is the sum of the two numbers. We'll talk about, what does product mean? Product tells you to do what? What are you doing? It tells you to multiply. So product is the answer to a multiplication problem, but product basically is telling you to multiply. Okay. All right. Now sum, remember, what did you do to these two numbers to get 15? You have to add them, right? So the sum of two numbers is telling you to add. Okay, go ahead and get that down. So we're going to go over some examples. Number 1 and 2 are actually the same, so you're going to do these problems the same way. The two numbers that we're working with here are 2 and 7. Okay, so remember, the top number is the product. That means multiply. And the bottom number is the sum. It's the what? It's the sum. And sum tells you to add, right? Product tells you to multiply, and sum tells you to add. So let's go ahead and start with the top. Let's do 2 times 7. 2 times 7, skip count by 2 or skip count by 7, whatever you'd like. If you skip count by 7 2 times, it's 7, 14. Right? I'm going to go ahead and put that in red. Now we have to do the sum at the bottom. So all we do is add 7 plus 2. So if you use touch math, you say 7, 8, 9. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the sum in green, just so you see the difference. Okay, so the top number is the product, the bottom number is the sum. Let's try this one, 6 and 8. All right, friends, what is 6 times 8? 6 times 8, let's skip count by 6. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. So what's the product? The product is 48. And what would be the sum if you add these two numbers? Okay, if you are using touch math, if you'd like to, you say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the sum is 14. All right, guys. Okay, so make sure you get that down. Now 3 and 4 are a little bit different because they give you what? They give you the bottom number. The bottom number is the sum, right? And they give you one of the numbers, but you have to figure out this one. So in order to solve these problems, you have to subtract. You have to do what? You have to subtract. So you have to subtract actually 12 minus 7, right, to get this number here. So you do 12 minus 7. And if you struggle with subtraction, you can go ahead and make your touch dots on the 7 like this. And you can count backwards if you'd like, okay? You could say 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. There we go. So we're really talking about the two numbers 7 and 5. And if we have the two numbers on the side, then we can get the top number. What is 7 times 5? 7 times 5. What is, in other words, what is the product of 7 times 5? What's the answer to 7 times 5? You got it? 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. So it's 35. I will write it in red. Okay, go ahead and get that down. Okay, my friends. Okay, so in number 4, what you're actually going to have to do is you're going to have to divide. Okay, you're going to have to use division on this one. And the reason why is because you're given the product, but you're only given one of the numbers. So this is asking you, what number times 4 gives you 28? Or what is 28 divided by 4? So what you can do is you can skip count by 4. Remember, the song is to row, row, row your boat. And it's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. So what number times 4 is 28? It is what? It's 7, right? Right. And now that you have the two numbers, you can find the bottom. And remember, the bottom is the sum. The bottom is the what? It's the sum, because sum is addition. Okay? So 7 plus 4, if you want to use touch points, you totally can. Use them on the 4. We're going to count 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. All right, now 5 and 6. Some people might think that these are the easiest, or you may think that they are the trickiest. They do not give you the numbers on the side. You have to think now. Now you're thinking algebraically. What two numbers could add up to 12, but multiply to give you 36? Who thinks they know? What two numbers add up to 12, but multiply to give you 36? Now, when you think about 36, you have a few options. 36 could be 4 times 9, or it could be 6 times 6. Okay, 4 times 9 or 6 times 6. So which one's going to work, guys? 4 times 9 or 6 times 6? Yes, 6 times 6, because 6 plus 6 is 12. You say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there you go. All right. Now let's take a look at this one, guys. You have to know what two numbers multiply to give you the product of 63, but add up to give you the sum of 16. So think of the two numbers that will give you 63. Think of the two numbers that will give you 63, okay? There's actually only one multiplication table, right? There's only one possibility. What is it? Anybody know? What two numbers multiply to give you 63? Come on, people. Use a skip counting chart. Use a multiplication chart. Did somebody say 9 times 7? That was right. Okay. So the only two options are 9 times 7. Because 9 times 7 is 63, right? Or 7 times 9. And if you add 9 plus 7 and you use the touch points, it's going to be 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, go ahead and get this down. So now what you're going to do is you're going to practice playing X marks the spot because it's kind of a fun game.